What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 3 hardest driver signatures to get at the Australian Grand Prix in 2025 with my experience. Roll the intro.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Alright guys, thank you guys for watching today's video. We're going to be talking about the 3 drivers that were the most difficult to get this year, the 2025 Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix. I think 2 of them, you'd be like, sort of makes sense, but the one that I'm going to talk about is a very big shock to me and probably going to be a shock to you guys. Now, of course, the first driver we're going to talk about is the 7-time Formula 1 World Champion, Lewis Hamilton. Now, Lewis, I had 4 helmets to get signed, okay? He's 2024, okay, 2024, last season at Mercedes. He's 2014, which was my priority. I'll show you the autographs later. He's Qatar 2021, which is a really awesome piece. And of course, he's Brazil 2021. As you guys know, I've got a backstory with this. But yeah, honestly, I'm so excited to talk about this. You guys don't understand. All right, so Lewis walked into the track early on Thursday. I was absolutely shocked. Couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, damn, because last year in 2023, he came to the track, I was signed on Thursday. I was like, oh, if we can get Lewis on Thursday, that'd be perfect. 4 helmets done. Tick, boom, bang. Is he going to sign Mercedes helmets? I was freaking the F out. Anyway, come Friday, Lewis came through. Now, I was like second row back. There's a few things I want to talk about Melbourne Walk actually with you guys in another video. It's a bit unfair how they let people access early, but anyway, that's another topic for another video. Anyway, I was like second row back. I'm pretty tall. There's like girls in front of me, so I can just go bang, get my signatures. Lewis comes through. I had the 2 helmets in front of me. I had the 2014 from memory and the 2021 from memory, I think, or the Qatar. Had them both in front of me, gave them to Hamilton. Hamilton ignored the Mercedes helmets, signed other stuff, and kept going. I was like, oh, shit. I freaked out, tried to find a way to get him, couldn't get Hamilton. By then, Leclerc already came in. I got him that day and stuff like that. But anyway, I was like, oh, my God. I called my brother up. Hey, did you get the other 2 signed by Lewis? No, he wasn't signing, and looked at the Mercedes stuff, didn't really want to sign it. He was like second row back too. He's pretty tall. I was like, oh my God, Lewis isn't signing Mercedes gear in 2025. Anyway, I go, we got to keep trying. You never quit in the helmet mini space game, okay? Anyway, Saturday comes. Lewis isn't signing autographs. On Saturday, he goes through the side entrance, or he drove in. Can't remember. I think he went through the. I think he drove in on Saturday. No, sorry, he went through the Melbourne Walk, but walked through the back on Saturday. Sunday came. I'm not gonna lie, by then we're exhausted. We'll go, you know what, we'll try the side entrance for Lewis. Lewis does Melbourne Walk again. I'm running over. We missed him. I was a bit bummed. I go, you know what, man, I tried really hard this year to get Hamilton. I did have another chance at night time, which is when I got him. I ended up seeing Lewis. We ended up getting 3. I ended up getting 3 helmets signed out of the 4. I had 2 other people with me. They got their 2 helmets signed, and we ended up seeing Lewis at night time by himself. There was literally 3 of us plus one other guy that I met who's a really big Verstappen fan. And one of the guys in the, we have like a half-scale mini group on Facebook. One of the guys and his daughter. His daughter's like Lewis and Angela and everyone knows his daughter, right? His daughter's got like a pretty big Instagram following, so you should follow her. Long story short, we were there waiting for Hamilton. Lewis walks out. We freaking freak out. The security guy was like, oh, guys, chill. I'm like, yeah, no, we're chill. And then Lewis sort of looked at the Mercedes helmets, didn't really want to sign, but then he signed some other guys like Oz GP helmet, and then he signed our freaking helmet. So Lewis, very, very difficult. I ended up getting the Brazil 2021 signed on the visor. As you guys know, Lewis gave me a dot in Hungary. So they're not the clearest Hamilton signatures, but who gives a shit? Like I tell you guys, when Lewis puts pen to helmet, be happy. Then I had the 2014 signed. So pretty much, I was like, I freaked out because we saw Lewis like last second. I get my backpack, had these out of the casing. Literally went like, Lewis, I wanted the 2014, so I put that in front of him. He signed it, and I go, so one more, bang, 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 and he signed both at the same time. That's why I got these 2 done on the visor. Then I went to look for my backpack, which I lost. And I was like, fuck, where's my backpack? Where's my backpack? Found it. Lewis was like taking photos and stuff like that quick because Lewis was like, oh, I got to be quick, guys. And then literally I'm like, oh, fuck, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Anyway, I found my bag, found this one of the priority ones I really wanted to get signed his last season at Mercedes. And I quickly grabbed it out of the bag. Couldn't grab this one out of the bag, unfortunately. I got sorry, Lewis one more. He was a bit hesitant to sign it, but then he signed the top of the helmet right there, as you guys can see. Mate, Lewis put pen to helmet. Oh my God. Man, this is awesome. Like, you know, guys don't understand. The energy, man, the energy. Anyway, so I got them 3 signed by Lewis Hamilton. And then, of course, I had the Qatar, which I didn't get signed. So 2026 Hamilton, I'm going to have this one for you. Plus maybe 4 more. Okay, I'm crazy now. I just want to get my whole Hamilton collection looking amazing. I want to have the best Lewis Hamilton collection in the world. So yeah, Lewis signed 3 out of the 4. Can't complain. So Lewis, like I said, very difficult. Will always be difficult. And yeah, I think next year he'll sign Mercedes gear on the Melbourne Walk. I got a feeling. This year I thought no, he wouldn't. But yeah, he signed. I got him. He was a bit hesitant, but I got my 2014 signed. 2024. Oh my God, and the Brazil one, man. I'm so happy. Anyway, so that's that. I'm like a kid in a candy store, man. All right. The next driver that was very, very difficult to get. So this is going to be a major surprise to you guys. I'm going to talk about him now. I talk about this driver all the time and how good he is with the fans and stuff. And don't get me wrong, he's really good with the fans. And I used to get him one-on-one before we even go to the track. But this driver was very difficult this year for me. I couldn't get him. I ended up getting him on like Saturday. I ended up getting the driver on Saturday. And it is, of course, and it's not the best. It's the worst signature I've ever got from him. It's Charles Leclerc. Now, Charles, surprisingly, was a very difficult autograph to get. I couldn't believe it. And this is the autograph he gave me. Look at the zigzag. Now, Leclerc has a really quick signature, the zigzag like that. And it's absolutely terrible. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to bring this visor next year to Formula 1 because, shit, that's absolutely terrible. So that's the signature I got from Charles. People are warning me it could, like, come off the signature. Listen, at the end of the day, I always tell everybody the same thing. With Formula 1 drivers, when you meet them, be prepared to meet nobody that year. Just every year is different. And I've experienced that every single year. And this year got even crazier. Like Charles Leclerc giving me that signature there. The black. Love the helmet, Charles, but man, terrible signature. But what I will say is that it is part of the memories. And I'm like, you know what? I look at it, you know what? It was one of those years you look at it, okay, cool. Like, so pretty much what happened, actually, I'll explain the story. I was like second row back the same time Lewis came, and I had this helmet out because I go, Charles, okay, cool. Grab the helmet, I'll get him easy. Because Charles does sign a lot of people at the Melbourne Walk and stuff like that. He always does it. Grabbed it out of the bag, and I literally just had it over like this. And then Charles skipped my helmet, and then someone pushed me back. As my helmet went back, he looked and saw it. He came back to the helmet. As like say, I'm Charles. He came, so the helmet went back. I'm like, Charles, he goes, oh, and he came back, grabbed it, quickly done that, and then gave it back to me. It was absolutely crazy. Like, he actually almost missed me. And, yeah, that's the signature I got from Charles. So, Charles was actually very, very difficult this year in 2025. Surprisingly, I couldn't believe it. But, yeah, I was very lucky to get him. But, yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting that Charles was very difficult. And I feel like he's going to be even more difficult going into next year. I am going to have one Leclerc helmet. I do love his helmets. I probably will get his 2025 helmet. Actually, I am going to get his 2025 helmet. I'll probably do like a tier list of what I want to buy in another video. But, yeah, Charles, another very difficult driver, surprisingly, in 2025. Much more popular. Lando and Charles are the 2 most popular drivers. And Lewis are the 3 most popular drivers. People like Max, but they're the most 3 popular drivers. To the Australian fans who really have no idea what the heck's going on. No offense to you, but yeah, that's a discussion for another story, or that's a discussion for another video. Anyway, the last driver that was super difficult to get. Now, honorable mention to Fernando Alonso. I did make a video about him and why he wasn't signing. I did see him like 5 times and like 6 times or something. Simply, Fernando Alonso wasn't signing helmets. I had him one-on-one. He said no multiple times. I begged him at the end saying, man, I'm speaking Spanish. Por favor, man, Fernando, you know, mi nombre es Tony, por favor, like signature, you know. I'm here speaking Spanish. He wasn't having a bar of it. So, Fernando wasn't signing. So, I wouldn't say he's hard, but, you know, he just wasn't signing. But the last driver I'll say that was very, very difficult. And has always been difficult for many, many years. And the driver I didn't get in 2024 is, of course, Max Verstappen. Now, Max Verstappen, I ended up getting 2 helmets signed. I had 3 to get, but I got my 2 priorities. I got his World Championship helmet here. Not the best signature from Max, but yeah, I got that signed. I obviously missed him last year. Couldn't get this bad boy signed. And of course, I got his 4-time World Champion helmet, the 2024 helmet. And this is the best Max Verstappen signature I've ever gotten, honestly. One of the best Verstappen signatures I've ever seen. Look at that. That doesn't even look real, that signature. That looks like it's been printed on with a sticker. That is such a sick signature by Max Verstappen. So these are the 2 Max Verstappen autographs I did get at the Australian Grand Prix. Very, very difficult driver once again. You got to be very tactical. It's one of those things where, like, you just got to be very good at getting autographs, man. It's very, very difficult to get Max Verstappen. Like, one guy, unfortunately, like, he's been following Max around the world, still hasn't got him. I was like, oh shit, that's freaking crazy, bro. I have to speak to him. I'm speaking to him on Instagram. I'm gonna try and send him like a signed Max Verstappen photo, because I've got Max every single year since he joined Formula One, and yeah, or except for 2024. So I was very blessed to get Max this year. Next year, I'm gonna have only one Verstappen. Oh, sorry, two Verstappens. So I had his rookie season helmet, couldn't get that, so I only bring two in. So I'm gonna have two Verstappens next year. Plus, my brother's got one, so we're going to have three Verstappens, and then a few other people have Verstappens too. So we're going to have a few Verstappens, but Verstappen doesn't do Melbourne walk at all, but there is a way to get him. There's two ways to get Verstappen. Top secret, I'm not going to lie. It's one of those things I'm probably never going to share with you, so got to pay me, bro. Like, the shit's too valuable, the information, to get Verstappen. I don't know. But, yeah, so Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen were the three hardest autographs to get in the 2025 Formula One Australian Grand Prix this year. But very interesting, the Charles Leclerc one, I think. Also, honorable mention to Carlos Sainz. I didn't have any helmets for Carlos, but he was hard to get. Did Melbourne Walk only one of the days. Like, the drivers are literally doing like 1 day Melbourne Walk these days. It's becoming harder and harder. Like, Lewis done it twice, surprisingly. I think he'll do it more next year too. But yeah, Formula One's changed, guys. Formula One has changed, and I do not think it's for the better. I think it's for the worse, for the fans, the real fans. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. But you know what? My team's great. I'm great. And we continue working, and still we rise, right? Still we rise as a team to, get these autographs. But bring on 2026. They're the three hardest drivers that I feel, the three most difficult drivers I found to get. Like, people will ask me, how'd you get Max, Lewis? Like, these guys are so difficult. Also saw a video, Lewis wasn't even signing McLaren caps. To get his Mercedes helmet signed with Lewis at Ferrari in his first year, I think it's a blessing. And the reason why I think he wasn't signing any other gear is because when he signed the Ferrari hat in Malaysia, but in his last year at Mercedes, the media made a big thing about, oh, Lewis is ready to leave. And I don't think he wants that statement or those stories coming out with Ferrari, oh, look, he misses Mercedes, blah, blah, blah. Or like, you know, I'm guessing maybe Ferrari even warned him, don't sign any other gear. So it's interesting, and I've heard drivers do that before in the past, in 2014, 2015, don't sign, or even in the early 2000s, don't sign any other team gear. It's interesting, but, you know, a signature for your fans is cool too, you know. But anyway, I got my three Lewises signed, can't complain. I have a total of 11 Lewis Hamiltons signed at the moment, so just to flex a little bit, it's pretty cool, actually. Every helmet has a story, every helmet has a meaning. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So guys, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in my next Formula 1 video. And please, actually, like I said, subscribe. It'd be really, really cool. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all for the support. Thank you to everyone I met in Melbourne. And I'll see you guys in the next Formula 1 video. Thank you.